the wonderful world of Waikato sheds, my friends. It's 2025 and we're bringing you the latest update on our consent-free pole shed here. I hope you guys had a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know I did. Shout out to whoever runs the fireworks at Little Bay on the Coromandel. I was up there and it's absolutely epic. So we've got a busy day in the sunshine today. We got Jazz, she's over there cleaning tarpaulins that have been covering a build site that's started. But even more importantly, we're getting closer to a finished product on the consent-free shed, and we've got a new guy standing to my left here. Thomas, good to meet you.
Good to be here.
Thomas is going to be taking over the pole sheds for us and leading the charge on that. Great experience. Thomas, tell us about it. What have you been up to?
Great to be here, Jason. Originally, I'm from Taranaki. I've been up in the Waikato for the last 6.5 years. I was running the Gold Pine store in Morrinsville, and in the last 3 years, I've been doing supply and builds for Strongbook Barns, specialising in pole sheds. So excited to see what's inside behind this door.
Awesome. So you've been working with Pete and Reese and the other build crews and that?
Absolutely. The legends of Pete and Reese. They taught me everything I know. I've taught them some things they know, hopefully.
We'll check in with Pete. We'll confirm if any of that's true later on. All right, so you're a Naki hardcore man. What sort of situation are we doing? Are we running a wife and kids? Are we running a little pet poodle? What do we got going on the home front?
Yes, on the home front, I've got my wife Ashley and 2 daughters, Lucy and Millie, 2 cats and a dog. I've even got a pole shed at my house, Jason. That's how much I love pole sheds. So
awesome, good man. And what are we doing on the sporting front? Are you built for ballet, or where are we playing? What are we doing?
No, as you can see by my physique, I'm not built for ballet. Packing down in the Fords for the mighty Te Rapa Clydesdales, and during the summertime, you'll find me trying to play a bit of social cricket for the Te Rapa Mavericks as well. So shout outs to those boys.
Awesome. All right, classic. So what we got on here, we've got the joinery installed, and it's looking great. I mean, what's more better than seeing yourself on the reflection, but it is for the security purposes. So that's it. You can't see in. So what should we unfold when we come in through here? Whoa! Happy New Year. We got Mark.
Hey Jason, how are you? Tom, welcome aboard, mate.
Thank you.
Well, we got Mark the builder here, so I thought we could hand it over to Mark and he could go through with Thomas and look for the key elements of what to look for when you're building a pole shed and how to make sure you get a great shed done right. And then also hang around, we got Boston and Chris in there from AE Electrical, so they're doing and wiring it all up. So I'll hand it over to you, Mark, and let you go through it.
Awesome, cheers mate. I've had a fantastic New Year's. I'm excited about this year ahead, especially with Tom coming on board, and we're going to be doing more pole sheds. I love timber, I love steel, I love it all. But let's come inside and have a look at all this fantastic stuff that's going on. So Tom, you've been in the game doing pole sheds for how long now?
I've been selling pole sheds for about 7.5 years.
Nice. And you worked with Pete and Reese who have built this for us as well?
I've been working with Pete and Reese very closely for the last 3 years, and as you can see, their quality speaks for themselves.
Yeah, no, this is the second shed they've done for us, and I've been blown away with their attention to detail and their workmanship, and really cruisy fellows, easy to get on with, which makes a great builder. So when you've sold a lot more sheds. With us, we've only done the 2, but we're going for the nicest pole sheds. We don't want to be mucking around with rough ones. So what are some of the things that we've done in here that make these nicer sheds?
So for me, the key things that make a great pole shed it starts with the details. So in terms of the different things in here, we've obviously got the machine rounded poles, we've got the gauge timber, it's also kiln dried, so it's nice and straight, it's nice and light, and it's really easy to work with. And it really, all it does is come together and build a fantastic shed that you're not going to get better.
Yeah, and I guess for a lot of people out there, they may be thinking, well, is that going to be costing me a lot more? Or is it one of those things that it does cost a little bit more, but it's well worth it for the product you get at the end?
For me, it's one of those things where you get what you pay for. So a shed like this, no, it's not a small investment up front, but if you think about it, these poles are guaranteed treatment for 50 years. So that means your shed's still going to be here for 50 years. It's not going to rot away. The last thing you want is the cladding to rust out or something like that to have to be fixed up. So this shed's going to be here a long, long time after I finish working, and it's going to stand the test of time.
Yep, that's some of the stuff that really blew me away the first time seeing it was just their attention to detail with checking out their timbers and into everything. Which is just really nice. So we are going to be lining this all in plywood as well. We're going to get Pete and Reese back in after the Sparkies have finished running it, and they're going to line it as well. We've got all the kiln dried machine gauge timber, so this is beautiful and smooth. So one of the good things is if you're not going to run your hand up against that, get splinters in it, it's easier to brush off and keep clean.
Yeah, so one of the key things here about the machine rounded poles is that you can't actually do with an SED pole, which is a typical pole you'd use in a pole shed, is actually that you can use the jigsaw, you can cut them out, and you can have it detailed finish like that. So when you're lining it, it just makes it nice and smooth. There's no bumps, there's no undulations, and just makes for an all-round better looking shed.
Yeah, so with that is like these poles, they've actually run them on a giant machine to smooth them all out. So your traditional rough sawn pole will be bigger at one end like a tree is, and then taper up over the whole tree. So where they've got these, so they're actually a bigger pole, and then they've machine gauged them down, which also gives you a smaller, nicer pole that's still really strong because it's not as it was a bigger, older tree, and they've made it smaller. And and all our fastenings, they've side nailed it, but we've also tech screwed everything in, so everything's super strong and super tight. Obviously with this as well, we can see we've had all windows put into it, so that's something you can design in the design phase, any amount of windows, doors, anything like that. Is there any limitations?
The world's your oyster really, in terms of the limitations here. Obviously we try to keep this to be consent free, so this is the biggest pole shed you can have without a building consent if you're in a rural area, which we are, which is fantastic.
Yep.
So you can have windows, you can have a ranch slider, you can have sectional doors like we've got over here. It's really, really open, and you can make it look as rural as you like or as nice as you like as well.
Yeah, so if I had wanted, I could have come in and said, hey, I actually don't need 3 roller doors, I just want one, and I want ranch sliders and all of them, and that would be fine as well, eh?
Absolutely, and you can have a concrete floor inside all the bays, you can have a concrete floor inside one of the bays, or none. So the great thing about these pole sheds is that they're modular, they are very easy to adapt, and make it the shed that you want, and it's going to suit your needs exactly.
So on the roof, we've gone for a different product than normal.
So up here on the roof, we've got drip tex. This is instead of traditional building paper. So what's really cool about this product is that it's actually formed into the profile of the iron at the manufacturing stage. So it has a couple of advantages. Firstly, it enables that no paper can get caught, you can't get birds in it.
Also, like from a builder's point of view, when you're doing it, as soon as you've got a little bit of breeze, it is harder to deal with paper. So this product does make it a little bit easier to be laying your sheets and not having to worry about paper. So there are sort of pros and cons to it because it's, a little bit more expensive?
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but in the scheme of things, it's pretty marginal. And in terms of a product, it's what I would certainly recommend. Also, we talk about this being a fully enclosed shed. If you're humming and hawing, we always go paper. It's just going to protect all your assets you could ever want to put in here. You're not going to get drips on the car, the boat, the caravan, whatever. So it's the right product for the right solution.
Yeah, fantastic. And it looks really sharp, which is really good as well. So, it's exciting to be getting through this, and exciting with you on board now to be able to really offer this product to more and more customers out there and have them come in, make contact with us, come in and see you, and then see the differences between steel and wood.
Yeah,
the other
absolutely.
big thing that I've noticed, and the Sparkies and everybody have been saying when they've been working in here, is how much cooler it is in here, and that's because we actually went for a galvanised roof on this. So some The main thing people don't like about galvanised roof is they look a bit industrial and they do reflect a lot. But on this build we decided because you can't see it from anywhere, why not go galv? And it's amazing how much cooler it is without having that sun on it. So that's something to consider in the design stage.
Yeah, absolutely. It also saves you a little bit of cost, especially if you're not going to see it. It's probably about 5 degrees cooler in here than it is in the steel shed next door, which has got a black roof. So, yeah, definitely something to consider on a number of fronts.
Yes, and it's actually slightly less maintenance because moss won't grow on a galv roof. So, yeah, there's a few different things to think about when you're doing it, but obviously it depends on what look you're going for and where you can see it and things. So come in and we can go through all of those different things.
Right. Come and see me. We can come and have a look in the shed, and we can go through all these options and all these little tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, and yeah, we can design the best shed that's going to fit your needs to the absolute best degree.
Awesome. Oh, it's been great catching up with you and going through all of this. We're going to pop in behind us and see the man, the myth, the legend. I've known him since he was just a young fella. Now he's a fine young gentleman. Boston, so we'll get in there and see what he thinks about pole sheds, running cables, and all of that good stuff. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I love pole sheds.
They're the best.
Easy wiring, just timber, clipping cables to it, just goes. You can pretty much put anything anywhere. No conduit. You use a lot of conduit in steel sheds. So that's just a little bit of savings there.
Yeah, and that's just to stop against the harshness of the steel, or is that when you're using polystyrene and things to keep it off there?
Both, yeah, protecting against steel edges. Here we haven't had to use conduit because it's being lined.
Yes.
So that's a bonus for us.
So what's the rule? Anything below 2 metres has to be either in conduit if it's going to be exposed, or if you're lining your walls, it doesn't need to be. So that's something to consider when you're doing your shed. And as we're going to do once this has been lined, we're going to be able to see what that's like and talk about the different price points of that. So we've obviously, what we used to have is a power cable running from one shed to this other shed, and now we've built that, so we're just hooking the main cable back up, so Boston's doing that. And what else have you done in here?
Just setting up lights, and we're going to do some outside lighting, bit of security and alarm, garage door motors, just basic shed stuff.
Yep. So just, running cables for everything like that, which is fantastic. And obviously they'll just go through, run everything, we'll come and line it, they'll come back in and do it all and then sign it off, give us a big tick of approval, a big B for Boston. And yeah, obviously working in a shed like this, pretty easy getting around on a ladder to run all your cables and everything like that. So yeah, they can do all the lights, all the spotlights out here, all the floodlights. So we've let them know sort of what we're after, and they're going to source all those lights for us, which is really good because they're obviously able to just go and get all the best quality and deal with that. They've actually done all the lighting on our show shed, so all the fantastic floodlights outside, all the lighting inside, they've done all of that. And you guys also did all the lighting at the Pyro Light Show, I believe?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of donation there, just setting up fairy lights for the season of Christmas.
Yeah, beautiful. And so obviously you guys based in Pyro, you're in Thames, but your main things in Pyro, where do you get around?
Yeah, based in Pyro, going around from about Waihi Beach up to Coromandel, out to Te Kauphere, and about out as far as here in Te Awamutu.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, sort of the Greater Hauraki Plains area. So yeah, if you're looking at a shed in that area or you've got a house or anything, electrical, they're fantastic to deal with. So, use them. Cheers, mate. Great sheds. Done.
Cheers.
Right.
sheds. They're fun to wire.
Well, we just need to build more of that.
I love pole sheds.